Hi everyone, happy belated World Oceans Day. My name is Matthew First, and I am a graduate student at Stony Brook University out on Long Island. Now, I study birds. More specifically, I study seabirds, birds that spend pretty much 90% of their life out on the open ocean or along coastlines. Now, you might think, why are seabirds unique to other birds? One thing that's very cool about seabirds is they have several adaptations to their body that allow them to live out on the ocean. One main adaptation that seabirds have is they have salt glands. So if you take, for example, this, which is a skull of a great shearwater, which is a species that never comes back to land aside from 1 month at a time. You can see the holes on the end of its nose. These are salt glands. So the shearwaters, along with other seabirds, basically sneeze out salt that they get from the seawater, and that allows them to maintain homeostasis and keep a healthy body while maintaining and regulating the excess salt that they have. Now, if you take this skull again, you can also see that the beak has a very pointed edge, and this basically allows seabirds to consume fish or very spiny objects with great ease. Now, seabirds as a whole are really important to the ecosystem, and why I study them at least is because they can basically be an indicator for scientists to determine how healthy the environment is. Seabirds primarily consume fish and other small organisms, and thus they're able to keep populations of fish and other small critters stable without those fish getting too high in their numbers, and then you won't have any more seaweed or grasses in the ocean. So seabirds are actually very important on keeping everything in the ecosystem under control. In addition to that, seabirds are also very susceptible to disturbances that humans cause. Seabirds, because they rely on smell for their food, they often end up consuming food in which humans discard, whether it be trash or excess garbage food, or even fish that fishermen out on the open ocean will get rid of. So it's important for humans to keep in mind how they may be impacting seabird communities. For my research specifically, I put GPS tags, including this one, and I put these GPS tags on the tails of seabirds. This GPS tag basically allows us to determine where these birds are going, so we can put these on the birds, see where they're flying, and see how they are using environments that humans are causing. Are birds dependent on environments where they get fish and clams and crabs, or are they more relying on environments that we are disturbing? And that's an important thing to know, because if birds are relying on environments that humans are causing, then maybe there are other threats to those birds. There's a lot of pollution and chemical contamination in the environment. And by determining where seabirds are going to eat their food and feed their young, we can assess the health risks that may pose those birds. Now, I think studying birds in general is a really unique opportunity because, as you may know, you walk outside and there are birds everywhere. They're very accessible for research, and they're also beautiful, and they're also very interesting organisms to study. They have strong maternal instincts, so they are always caring for their young, staying by their nest, and they provide really cool experiences for scientists to, get up and close with an organism in order to study them. Now, what you can do in order to help seabirds is reduce the risk of seabirds consuming trash, plastics that may hurt their digestive system or provide any other harmful effects to seabirds. So what I suggest is, if you are ever strolling along the beach and you see seagulls around or pelicans if you're in Florida, to pick up the trash along the beach, because you'd be surprised how many birds will actually eat that trash and either hurt themselves or die from it. And it's very important to kind of keep the ecosystem clean so that the organisms that kind of keep everything in balance are able to stay healthy. So I encourage everyone to go out, go look at birds, go study the marine ecosystem, and keep the environment clean. Thank you.